Hello, everybody. It is my pleasure to talk about Data Alive, volume number 3, which comes out for Weiss Schwarz Japan right now. This is it. Look at this. Grab it. It looks so freaking amazing. And why I'm even more thrilled about it is because next week I will be in Japan, which means I'm going to see all these graphics all over the place. I cannot wait. This is going to be very exciting. Hopefully, I can pick up some stuff for very cheap. I'm really excited, especially at the exchange rate that it currently sits at. So here it is, Date Alive, volume number 3 is based off of season number 4 and number 5. These things look pretty awesome. I don't know though, I will say, I don't know about the frame, but you take a look for yourself. I don't like it cutting through the middle of the card, but here you go. Let me just rewind there. Outside of all that, looks very freaking nice. Do I think this is the best Kurumi card I've ever seen in my life? No, but still another one to add to the growing list of beautiful looking cards. And take a look at the orbs. See how that orb shines? All 5 of them looks pretty cool, I must admit. And some of these are going to be pretty expensive. You also have a 3-box purchase a PR pack campaign right there for your viewing pleasure. I will say though, I know when I look at this, I have a love for this IP, so I'm definitely biased. But when I look at some of these cards, I will say up front that, unless you're a fan of this, it kind of looks pretty plain for some of the people out there, right? Like you just look at that Yoshino right there. Probably something that just, yeah, it's a Weiss card is what you're looking at. Outside of that, you're not really gonna care too much. But I love these cast of characters. It's gonna be pretty cool. And inside of here, once I scroll all the way down, geez, there's a lot of stuff. 2 AGR's first edition limited, of course. We've seen what they've done with that, though. There are times where they do reprint, or people would like to call them waves. You get a second wave, and the wave has the AGRs inside of there. That's something I extremely hate because that just means they reserve some of the AGRs to put into future products. And inside of this, you're going to find the Kurumi, and you're also going to find Tohka. And the voice actresses did actually sign this. You could see Asami Sanada actually signing these cards. She's holding it up. Oh, that looks freaking awesome. What do we got here? Released tomorrow, Weiss Schwarz, a booster pack day live volume number 3. First edition, limited quantity autograph with heartfelt care. There are also foiled stamp ones. Please cherish them. So again, here you take a look at the picture. It looks pretty cool. And down below, this is from Weiss Schwarz themselves. You can see that beautiful Kurumi and Tohka card on there. And I will say that I complained about the little triangle background on this card, and I still complain about it. But the difference about this is you could see their outfits actually take up more of the card. They've been doing that more and more. But when we first started getting these cards, it was like the person was standing there, but you would see a lot more of the triangles. So you get my point. I don't like seeing all these triangles. I wish it was like a more scenic background. That would be very nice, but maybe they do that just so that you can get more of the foil with a diamond pattern that they got going on. But still, pretty cool looking card. I definitely want one myself. And maybe in Japan, maybe I'll just go nuts and actually end up getting one. Who freaking knows? But of course, there's other people that have gotten it. This is Grand Panda Canyon. I always have fun trying to say their name. So you can see they pulled an AGR of Kurumi. They put a little dot on there where the serial number actually is, but here is their website. You can take a look at the card they pulled. There's the green dot. Yeah, there's the Kurumi. And if you're wondering, it is sold out currently. I don't know if they put it up and someone bought it or whatnot, but it's gone. It's currently out of stock. So they had it at about 2 million yen, but if you don't know what that actually is, zooming in, that is $13,569.93 as of this moment. So pretty freaking expensive, if I do say it so myself. But if you're wondering about that, this is kind of cool because on the Grand Panda Canyon website, you can actually sort by order of highest price. And of course, over time, these card prices change, right? Some of these older cards probably, if adjusted in price, may be higher. But this Kurumi card, Yep, the highest one on there, and then you also have the Albedo after her. So you could just take a look at all the. You can see Steamboat Willie. We got good old Steamboat, but I know the prices recently of that, and I don't think it's going for that much. But you can see just a slew of different AGRs on this website that is showing up here. It's pretty actually crazy how many different AGRs we are seeing at this point, and how much they were selling for. Okay, so having that AGR is a humongous thing, which is why I keep harping on the fact about the English side. But moving forward, anyways, Data Live Volume number 3 on the Japanese side. Yeah, we got some pretty expensive ones. We got the Kurumi, of course, taking first place, 2 million yen. But then you also have Tohka, which I don't think they actually had. So this is really just an estimate. We're waiting for Yute and other people to put it up. By the way, there is another website that has this Kurumi. So let me just move this up here. They have it on their website for about 2 million yen again. So if you're wondering, they didn't get the Tohka. I don't see a Tohka listed here, but still, they're roughly about the same price, and it makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna get back to this Kurumi right here that you see here, but if you look at everything else, yeah, we got SECs on here. We have your normal SPs. Yeah, they're freaking expensive, but when you get down to the SPs, of course, there's gonna be some that are not as wanted. But if you can see, there's a decent amount of sold out cards here. So this set going to do pretty well when it comes out to English, because obviously I think it's going to come out to English at some point. But again, the Kurumi, do you think we're going to get the AGR, or do you think we're going to get the Sir? And in the end, I'm guessing for one, it's definitely going to come out to English. We already have Data Live number 1, Data Live volume 2, and we also had those reprints of Data Live season 1. Okay, so we or volume 1 anyways. We got that, but yeah, for English side, we have not seen one AGR as of yet. All we've gotten were Sirs at this point, and the next set coming out would be Azure Lane volume number 2 on October 17th, which instead of AGR, we get the Sir. Is it going to matter at all when it comes to Azure Lane, or did it matter when it came to Goddess of Victory Nikkei? No, it's not going to matter because there's all kinds of other good stuff inside of these boxes. But when it comes to the English side for other sets, we have seen it actually really matter. So for my own desires here, I really wish that when this comes out to English that we get this version, with the signature. I don't know if we're ever going to get that. I really need Union Arena to step up their game so that I end up with this Kurumi AGR. That would be very awesome. If not, I guess it's going to continue, and we will see what happens to Weiss Schwarz and people wanting it or not wanting it. That's where we are. Yep. Okay. So Data Live. If you're wondering about that card, there was this climax challenge that happens on the JP side. And for the winner, if you get a perfect score, you get this happy birthday Karumi. You see that? Oh, magical. But if you don't have the perfect, you can get this foil version, which is pretty nice as well. If you're wondering what the price of this is going to be, 179,990 yen. Yeah, that's expensive. Over $1,200 if you're wondering. Yeah, it's pretty freaking expensive. I saw it on Japanese Mercari, and I think it was like $1,400 on there. So really nice. I mean, you take a look at this card, it might be easier to see this version. The heart in the middle, I mean, this is cool, right? You have like a little bow up here, but the heart at the bottom frame, it's positioned in a certain place. So I don't know if they tried that on purpose. I don't freaking know what they are attempting to do, but yeah, you could see that. So down here, this is gonna be your foil version, 12,990 yen, and it is sold out. So interesting. I mean, don't forget this is a game you actually play, and of course, people are going to want to play in this. You can see the number of cards available, like this Nia right here, only 2 left. Which of course I imagine more are gonna eventually show up, but still, there are people buying out some double rares of these. You got some nice looking cards. I didn't even show you the SRs, the triple rares. They look nice. Here is your going first, going seconds in chibi form, which, as you know, I'm not really that big of a fan of. But hey, I guess this is what we end up with. So overall, this is going to be an exciting release on the Japanese side because we already know that AGR is freaking expensive. And then on the English side, when I get heartbroken by the fact it's a Sir and not actually an AGR. So I can't wait to get some product, get it open. Hopefully I get the AGR. If not, well, it'll always go how it always goes, where I just get a little sad and move on with my life. But that's how we are. But still, it's going to be nice to get some of these. Just do keep in mind that if you want the AGR, make sure to get the Japanese one. May come the English one day, but at the same time, if you don't want to gamble on that, that's something you should think about. And there's one other thing I want to tell you about this, and I'm not going to talk about it on this video, but what I really want to tell you here is this. When you think about the expected value, knowing that there's a $13,000 card inside of it, what do you think should happen to the booster box? And I'll give you a little bit of a hint why this is all out of whack. If you take a look at the other booster boxes that had AGRs and the prices associated with them, what do you think the prices of those booster boxes actually are? I'm not saying that this is something that you should invest in just because of it. Look at what's going on with Spider-Man collector booster box with the Soul Stone, okay? That should give you an idea where my mind is at with all of this. So is it worth it to chase these? Maybe, maybe not. But that is everything. As always, have fun, be heavy, don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good one.